welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Rao. Joining me from Guwahati, from the Barsa Pora Stadium, is Debashish Sen. And in South Africa, I've scored 156 for the loss of 2 wickets. Another very, very strong batting performance from South Africa. Impenetrable batting, and of course, a lot of trouble for the Indian bowlers. We only saw 2 wickets falling in the last two sessions. One was at the stroke of lunch. It was Jasprit Bumrah who struck Aiden Markram, and then after that, it was Ryan Rickelton who fell to a brilliant delivery from Kuldeep Yadav. If we look at the two sessions, first one, South Africa scoring at a brisk run rate of close of over 3.5, and then in the second session, it was scoring at a run rate of over 2.5. So steady batting hands from South Africa, and now Temba Bavuma standing there like a pillar. But before we get to talking about the game, Debashish, I really want to know what is the crowd reaction like as the day went on? Did the crowd start to build up? What is the atmosphere like over there?
Yeah, good atmosphere, Gagi. Means obviously it's definitely not a full house, and we expect a few more people to turn out after the post lunch session. But yes, it the first day of a test match, and that too, and the first test match happening here in this part. So the turnout has been good, but not what we saw at the Eden Gardens on day one and day two. But I am expecting that it will be a few more will turn up, and obviously tomorrow it's going to be even more.
Absolutely. And because we're seeing, Test cricket happen for the first time at this venue, you have to be a little patient with the crowd. But because, the broadcasters keep playing visuals of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli during the inning, during any sort of break that comes on, teasing to that ODI series, I wonder, Debashish, what if a Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli were playing Test cricket still? What do you think the crowd reaction would be like at this point? Do you think the stadium would be full to
Yeah,
the brim?
yeah, absolutely. We saw quite a few fans. Yes, they were spotted wearing Virat and Rohit white jerseys, not even blue jersey. They were spotted wearing the white test jersey with Virat and Rohit's name written behind it. There are a few with MS Dhoni's name as well. Wonder what has MS Dhoni got to do with the test side? And now he has retired quite some time. But yes. And there is in one of the stands there was Bharat Army members as well. They were making quite a lot of noise. So yes, clearly the atmosphere is building up, and hopefully we'll get to see few more people. Because the Indian team does need some cheer from the crowd, because clearly South Africa will feel very satisfied. South Africa will feel very satisfied. 154 for two at lunch. They will take it any day.
I think South Africa has won both sessions hands down. 1 wicket in each session. I think that's as good as it gets, especially against a quality Indian side. It's not as if this is a amateur side or something like that. You've got world class players in there. But let's talk about the first session, Debashish. Quite a brisk rate of scoring there. Not, of course, not 5 or 6. But if you look at the run rate, 3.5 is still a very, very steady run rate that we get to see in Test cricket. Apart from that, a very strong partnership
Yeah.
building. And this is what we were talking about in the morning, right? That if you let the South African batters settle in, they will build long partnerships. What do you think was one of the biggest reasons for the fact that India has been unable to penetrate the batting? On the other hand, there is also one other reason is the fact that India on the field has been disappointing. We saw a couple of fumbles from Mohammad Siraj, from Nitish Kumar Reddy, and one KL Rahul slip up in the slips as well.
Yeah, obviously, you highlighted the fact that KL Rahul dropping Aiden Markram at the start, yes, it was a pretty straightforward. Means he had to jump not towards his regular right hand, but yes, but that sort of catch should have been taken. Um, but yes, you could see Jasprit Bumrah after he got Aiden Markram bowled, he walked straight to KL Rahul, and that itself shows that the team man Bumrah is yes. Had Bumrah got that wicket initially at the first session, things might have been different. But all credit to the way both Rickelton and Aiden Markram played. Yeah, and obviously that catch by Rishabh Pant behind the wickets was brilliant. It was clear reflex, um, mm, and obviously, but India would have loved to get a few more wickets at lunch, which is not the case. Clearly, this partnership is looking dangerous. It's looking dangerous if Temba Bavuma and Crystal Stubbs can put on another 70, 80 or even 100 runs, then South Africa might just fancy posting 300, 350 plus total on this wicket, which I think will be good enough score. Yes, not a match winning, definitely not. But obviously, winning the toss, first thing you need is to post a substantial total, which I think this partnership will hold key.
Devashish, because you are always watching so closely from the sidelines, your lens, zooms in very well. But I really noticed something this time around of how South African batters changed their approach with the pitch. I think when we look back on how they were batting in Kolkata, they were much more on the back foot and using a lot of sweeps and reverse sweeps, and and on the back foot as well. But if you look at this particular match, they've been on the front foot, they've been attacking on the front foot, a lot of step out shots as well. They have changed their approach, and it has really changed the way that South Africa is batting, because last time around you saw some wickets falling in the first session. I think four wickets fell in the first session, if I'm not wrong. Three wickets fell in the first session of the first match, but this time around they were really, really good.
Yeah, that is what is key, Gargi. If you win the toss and bat first, then you cannot afford to lose more than 2 wickets, and that is what I say in the pre-match show as well. Since obviously it's an ideal batting conditions, and batting will be a lot more easier with the sun out now. So I think the key for India will be to get those breakthroughs. Yes, Rishabh Pant tried bringing in all his bowlers. He just rotated all the bowlers, even bringing Bumrah from the other side. He started from the pavilion end, and then um, um, just before the lunch, he even brought Bumrah from the other side. So yes, clearly Rishabh Pant is trying a lot of options, but then one must give credit to the way Bumrah, one must give credit to the way Bahuma batted alongside Kristen Stubbs. Both look solid. And one more thing, the good thing about this partnership is that they has always looked like rotating the strikes, taking those ones and twos, and keeping the scoreboard ticking. So I think that is a very very crucial factor. Even if you look at the second innings of in at Eden Gardens, the key for Babuma's knock was he always kept that scoreboard ticking, and that has been mm, a real success for South Africa.
100%. They've been very, very good with the strike rotation, and that has been one of the key reasons why we say that Temba Bavuma is one of the most dangerous, batters out there in Test cricket. Because if you look at it, he was blocking Kuldeep Yadav as well, very, very well. But let's go into India's bowling a little bit. There are a few questions here. I will take them very soon. But if we go into India's bowling, Debashish, Mohammad Siraj once again a bit wavered in the first spell. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Means that is what you want your two premier fast bowlers to get you those breakthroughs, and it wasn't the case. See, the moment you have a Jasprit Bumrah and the Mohammad Siraj firing in all cylinders from both ends, then obviously that opponent batting will crumble. And but that has not been the case. Siraj getting those early breakthroughs, that has what has been hurting the Indian team. But Bumrah once again he was fascinating. His first spell clearly he could have got more than 1 wicket, but unfortunately KL Rahul with that drop. Who knows? Means 1 wicket might lead you to a few more, and then India would have been in the driver's seat. But that is not the case. I think South Africa, one good thing to have happened is that Gargi, I would say they were not in an attack aggressive mode, unlike what they were at Eden Gardens. If you look at the Eden Gardens first innings, they just raced to 57 in 10 overs. But that was Shomik has also joined. Shomik, take two can. My senior. So all the
Ask
technical
me that.
questions should be aimed at Shomik Da, not me.
First of
Shomik, I
all, I
have a couple of
apologize.
questions
I
for you.
apologize to our Hindi viewers. I apologize to our Hindi viewers given that I wanted to join our Hindi platform, but somehow internet is pretty dodgy, and I couldn't get through. So I decided to be alongside Devashish to, I mean, at least I could join the English platform. So Gargi, shoot your questions.
Okay,
So
so
Momita is my friend, philosopher, and guide.
clearly we have, Aiden Markram and Ryan Rickelton batting right now in our frame. But Shomik, the one question that I asked Debashish is, uh, because of the reason why South Africa has been able to build such strong partnerships is because they have changed their approach drastically from what it was back in Kolkata. I was telling Debashish that back in Kolkata they were using a lot of sweeps, reverse sweeps, and also on the back foot. But if you look at this innings, these two sessions, they were a lot on the front foot, coming out, playing more aggressively on the front foot. What do you think about that? South Africa's approach in batting today.
Gargi, say to start with, this is a very good pitch. I mean, at Eden Gardens, I wrote pitch imperfect, and here at the lunch copy, I wrote the headline of my piece is pitch perfect in Guwahati. So the fact of the matter is that on this pitch, you have to take your chances. That drop catch from KL Rahul, the score that South Africa had, this is a proper Test match score after two sessions on day one. And this pitch, I was having a private conversation with, during a drinks break, I was having a private conversation with a former cricketer who is here. And he also said, I mean, it's a very good pitch. And it's a proper test match pitch. Now, what happened when KL Rahul dropped that 18 Markram's catch? 18 Markram's was late. It's not about the runs he scored. It's about those 1.5 hours that early morning conditions, if India would have grabbed their chances, then there was a possibility that South Africa could have lost another a couple of wickets. That didn't happen. So this is like in the 45th over, I give you the difference between the Guwahati pitch and the Eden Gardens pitch. In the 45th over, Ravindra Jadeja was bowling to Temba Babuma, and you mentioned about the sweep. So Temba Babuma attempted a sweep, and it was Jadeja was convinced that he got his man. I mean, apparently it looked plumb, but the on-field call was not out. India went upstairs, and DRS confirmed the decision of the confirmed the on-field decision. The ball was going through the angle; it didn't turn. If it were the Eden Gardens pitch, Babuma would have been sitting down. That didn't happen. This is the proper test match pitch. Turn firmly in check. Actually, you did. I mean, if a pitch is a raging turner or not, uh, basically, if on day one a left-arm orthodox spinner is getting turned, that is your marker. If a left-arm orthodox spinner is getting significant punches on day one from a pitch, then you know this test match might finish inside 3 days. But here we saw Jadeja was keeping things tight, fine, and South Africa are ready to play the waiting game, proper test match cricket they are playing, and India will have to be patient. India missed uh, the opportunity, and that drop catch, and it might come back to haunt them. We know it's still just two sessions on day one. A lot of cricket is still to be played, but I hope it doesn't come back to haunt India given that it was a serious opportunity missed.
And just to quickly give an update on the Ashes, Australia running away with the match at the moment. It's only the 11th over, and Australia have scored 71 runs at the loss of no wickets. Travis Head is 49 on 35, and Weatherald is 19 for 31. So, oh, lots of cracking cricket going on at the moment. Some questions here in our comment section. I'd like to take them. Ishan Datta is asking, South African batters managed to survive and contribute runs somehow, but Indian bowlers should capitalize the pressure built on South Africa at the first hour of the first session.
Devashish, you want to take this?
So what South Africa batters managed to survive and contribute runs. Somehow, what Indian bowlers should capitalize the pressure built on South Africa. But the point, the key for Gargi, as Somita rightly mentioned, that the key for South Africa is to bat out time. More important is to stay in the middle and not lose wickets. Runs will come because these are conditions. These are ideal conditions for batting. Yes, and we haven't seen, unlike Eden Gardens, what we saw on day one. The wicket has behaved truly. So that herein lies the importance of this partnership, especially now that Temba Bavuma and Tristan Stubbs are in. All they have to do is to now capitalize that start they got. Obviously, they have 50 plus partnership for the third wicket. All they now need to look at is to take that partnership, stretch that partnership to more than 100, 150. And that eventually will give the platform for South Africa to post at least in excess of 300 plus in the first innings, which I think will then Timba Bavuma will grab it both hands.
Gargi, I
Shomik,
want to mention one thing. I mean, I want to mention one thing. So far, Rishabh Pant's captaincy, I'm pretty impressed. Given that the way he brought back Jasprit Bumrah just before lunch, and Bumrah got Aiden Markram's wicket, and as soon as Christian Stubbs came, I mean, he brought Kuldeep Yadav from one end. Good ploy, good ploy. But the fact of the matter is that I think Indian bowlers need to prove Christian Stubbs a bit more. Babuma is a proper test batsman. The Christian Stubbs, I mean, you shouldn't allow Christian Stubbs, who is an out and out T20 player or white ball player, to flourish. He plays with hard hands, and I think maybe India is missing a trick against left arm spinners or against Kuldeep by not keeping a silly point for Christian Stubbs.
agreed. I think in the past couple of overs, what we've seen is when Washington Sundar was bowling, Kuldeep Yadav was bowling, or was it who was bowling from the other end with Mohammad Siraj? Was it Jadeja?
We can't get you. Can you get back to the question, please?
Who was bowling on the other end with
It's
Mohammad
so
Siraj
dodgy.
just now?
Internet is so dodgy.
Can you hear me?
Can you repeat?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. No, I was saying in the past few overs, the only a little bit out of the box fielding that we've seen is when Mohammad Siraj was bowling. You had a short mid wicket there. On the other hand, when Washington Sundar was bowling, you had a somewhat of a hovering long on to get Tristan Stubbs out. But apart from that, we haven't seen much, proactive fielding from the Indian bowlers. Okay, they have gone. They have entered again. Give me a second to figure this out. I think they're back. They're back. They're back.
Yeah, the internet is very dodgy, Kargi.
Very dodgy. Can I
We
repeat the
might just
question?
have to find some other location.
Actually, the thing is that problem with the non-metro cities on match days, the jammers with jammers around, this is always going to be a problem. And you cannot go far to the stadium. You have to do the match report, and you have to you have to attend the press conference sort of. So this is one issue. We'll have to negotiate. Hopefully after the match, when we will do our post-match live five at five, things will be
Hopefully that's the case because we keep losing Devashish and Shomik from the other end. They were unable to. Shomik was unable to join the Hindi live as well, and outside the stadium in the morning as well. It was a bit dodgy. The internet was quite dodgy for the two of them. So let's see. Let's see if we can get them once again. Are you guys back? You're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mm,
tell me.
okay, yes. So there's this question here from Bengali Traveler.
Now it's okay.
Why
Now
is
it's okay. Yeah.
why is Nitish Reddy getting picked in spite of no clear role? We should have picked a proper middle order batter. What are your thoughts?
why a Nitish Reddy getting picked since one have no clear role. See, the fact of the matter is that it's a double-edged sword. In the first test, when Akshay Patel was picked, people complained about having an overload of left-handers in the batting lineup. Now Nitish Kumar Reddy has been picked. People are criticizing that. It's a double-edged sword. In that case, see, you have to take into account of the fact the players who are playing at the moment, the majority of the Indian players, very few of them are world class. The difference is negligible. The difference between two players, sort of. I mean, if you look at Rishabh Pant, is a world class player. Ravindra Jadeja is a world class player. Shubman Gill and maybe KL Rahul. These, I mean, apart from these four, the difference is sort of, and Jassi Jaiswal also. So that takes you to five. The rest six, the difference is negligible. So either X or Y doesn't make a difference. It is about the conditions. It is about the hot forces. So you will have to make do. You, as far as batting is concerned, as far as all-rounder is concerned, Indian cricket doesn't have a seam bowling all-rounder. Hardik Pandya doesn't play red ball cricket, and beyond Hardik Pandya, you don't have a seam bowling all-rounder. Period. After Kapil Dev, you haven't got a proper seam bowling all-rounder. That is number one. In terms of batsmen, again you have to make do in the sense that be it Dhruv Jurel, be it Washington Sundar, be it Sai Sudarshan, fact of the matter is that there are no Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, or VVS Lakshman, Saurabh Ganguly, or even Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. So this is what you have, and you have to make do with them, and that is why. I mean, you are the team management is trying these permutations and combinations. Forces uh, uh, to the full, and that's what they are trying to. They are
Okay, we've lost them once again. I think it's time for us to close the show here because we keep losing Devashish and Shomik, and they are the spice of the show. But let me see if there are any super chats that I've missed. Shomik and Devashish trying to make it back into the show. And what is that? Shomik, why don't you continue your point? You finish your point, and then we can close the show because this internet is becoming quite some problem. It's a nuisance. Can you hear me?
Internet is very poor, Gargi. Your
Okay,
voice is
okay.
cracking.
Okay, so never mind then. We shall end the show here because this internet is becoming a huge problem. Next time around, I think when all of their work is done, they'll be able to go a bit farther away and join us from a better internet connection. So thank you so much, Shamik and Devashish, for joining. Thank you for your insights. We'll be back very soon at the end of the game. Don't forget to join us for 5 at 5, where we will break down and decode everything that happened today from India's first two session, where they were somewhat unsuccessful in breaking partnerships, to whatever happens in the next session now. Thank you, everyone. Stay tuned.